Grüezi, bienvenue, willkommen. It is I, Justin Hawkins. This is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Today is the 48th edition of the comments segment, wherein I'll be reacting open-heartedly to a carefully curated selection of your missives. Can't wait to do that for you. But just to let you know, my interview with Ren, the formidable artist, is out tomorrow here on YouTube and on an audio podcast too, so look out for that. Meanwhile, I'm also playing a nylon string guitar, not dissimilar to Ren's. I think Ren plays a classical, this is a flamenco, so it's got a slightly thinner body, a bit more of a toppy sound. Nowhere to put a strap. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Not used to looking around the back and not seeing a hole. Oh, enough about that, forget about it. Justin Hawkins rides again. Yes, again, for the 48th time. In comments area, anyway. Again. Spreedle asks, Justin, question for comments day. I beg you, as someone who got depressed when realising I'd never perform for an audience, please, what is it like to live a dream? Where would you be without the career you've had? Would you be satisfied playing to 20 people in a bar, or does audience size make a difference when it comes to the recognition of what you're doing? God, living a dream. That's a really good question. I think my dad always used to say to me, if there's a job and there's somebody in the world that's doing a job that you want, then you can do it too, because it's a job and you're providing a service and there's demand for a certain thing. It was quite inspiring because it means that there's nothing is out of reach, and it seems like you're living a dream, but it's a reality for a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people. And playing to an audience, why would you never play for an audience? There's audiences everywhere. The audience might just be your cat, or it might just be some people online if you happen to stream from Twitch or something like that. There's just a million ways to connect to a set of ears when you're a musician. That's one of the great things about it. Anybody can do it. Literally anybody can do it. At the risk of sounding like Tom York from the album Pablo, honey, anyone can play guitar. Anyone can have an audience. You just got to get out there and do it. There's a million ways to skin a cat. That's not very vegan, is it? But you know what I mean. So just get out there. It's not over, Spreedle. It's not over. Satisfied playing to 20 people in the bar. This might startle you, but last week I played to a highly disinterested selection of people. It was a corporate thing. And I think there was probably, most of the time throughout the set, people were coming and going, but I think the highest number of people in the room at any one time was 7. And I had a great time. I really had a great time. So it's not about that. Just get out there and do it and have fun. Have fun. How about that for some advice? Brilliant, eh? Anyway, thanks, Spreedle. Chuck Jones, I've been binge-watching your videos lately. I never realised how intelligent and down-to-earth you are. Oh, naturally. My question is, do you believe, as a songwriter, we have a certain window or time frame to write great songs? And as we move away from our youth, that window closes. This is what I've found in my own experience as a songwriter. I don't know, I think you just have to practice being creative. I mean, I'm a long way past my youth, and I'm still writing songs on the reg, as we say in the music trade. But I think that's more to do with practicing being creative. If you sit there with a guitar in your hand, then you find yourself establishing your own tropes, and you keep doing the same thing. But every now and then, there's something that pops up that's worth chasing. And there are people who write stuff professionally, to a very strict, within a strict set of parameters that the artist that they're working for has asked them to do. They'll be given a BPM, they'll tell them what key they want it to be in and stuff like that. And you can do it like that. But when you're talking about great songs, I refer you to one of my favourite songwriters, Ron Sexsmith, who still writes great songs. He's been writing great songs since he was a child. I don't think it's about a time frame. It's about how you prioritize things. I mean, as you get older, I think, perhaps you're starting a family, perhaps you've got a more demanding job. There are certain expectations of you as an adult that makes it difficult to prioritize songwriting if you're not doing it professionally. But that shouldn't stop you. You've got to put it first, like anything else. Like if you're a recovering addict of some sort, you've got to put your recovery first. And if you put songwriting first, you'll always find inspiration. You will. You just have to practice it, I think. Nin Stardust says, is there a trick to hearing if you're in tune or not without recording yourself? I love to sing, usually with headphones on, but get so swept up in the music that I give very little thought to how I actually sound. I don't think I'm tone deaf, as I can tell when I really miss the mark. But I do have a rough time hearing if I'm getting it right, especially as I don't think I've got a very broad range. Anyone got any tips? I do. If you're singing with headphones on, are you singing along? If you're singing along to existing records and trying to sort of simulate, you need to be able to hear yourself. Like when you're in the studio, you'd have your cans on. Here's a little example of that. Here's some cans. All right. So you got your cans on, and then whoever's engineering it will plumb your own voice into here, so you can hear yourself mixed in with the track you're singing along to. And if that's for whatever reason not doing it and you're still not finding yourself on the money pitch wise, some people do this. They get one ear out. So if you've got your headphones on, take an ear off, and then you can sort of hear use the ambience of the room that you're singing in to hear and pitch correct accordingly. It's all about monitoring, I think. It's actually just about hearing yourself in comparison to the thing that you're singing along to. Anyway, good luck with that, Nin. Thank you. Robert B says, loving the channel, Justin. Smile. Quick question for you. You're stranded on a desert island with a Les Paul and a Fender. You have to burn one to stay alive. Which do you burn? Oh, God. Wow. Okay, just in terms of like the fuel potential for these two guitars, the Les Paul's probably a heavier item made out of a denser, darker wood. I think it's mahogany. The Fender's probably going to be made out of alder or something like that. It depends actually what model it is. I recently picked up a Telecaster and I adore it. I'd rather freeze to death than burn that. Les Paul is not getting burned. There is no way. It cannot be done. I have to burn one to stay alive. Gosh. Can I take the neck off the Fender, stick it on a Les Paul, and then burn the Les Paul headstock because the G never stays in tune, and also burn the body of a Strat because I prefer the electrics. I don't know. I would sooner impale myself on both, one in each ear. That's too difficult. But I think for most of my career, I've been playing a white Les Paul Custom, and I just wouldn't be able to bring myself to burn that. It would make me cry, but the Fender's going to have to go in that instance. I'm so sorry, guys. No, wait. I refuse to be drawn on this. I love them both. I'll burn myself. Okay, is that dramatic enough for you? Winfried Berg says, do you get addicted to the substance or the need of changing your feelings? I always wondered. And doesn't the word addicted derive from enslavement? So only when you're not able to control your habits anymore, you are addicted, powerless, and therefore enslaved. It's not the craving for something alone. I like your videos, by the way, Justin. You have a new subscriber. Thanks, Winfried. I don't know. I think there's that thing in the... I think a bit of it is like you find something that changes the way you feel, and it gives an illusion of control. Then you find stuff happening in your life that's you're unable to control, and you don't have the serenity, which is what the Serenity Prayer has always gone about, to actually sit back and go, oh, yeah, there's nothing I can do about that, so I'll just chill. So I think there's a tendency for some certain addictive personality types to sort of suddenly go, oh, let's get all nihilistic. This, I'm getting hammered, you know, or something like that, or whatever it happens to be. I think that might be. It's more to do with control than enslavement. But maybe it's, I don't know, it's difficult. People do say that they're a slave to the, and then some sort of euphemistic allegorical expression that refers to whatever their poison might be. But it's, yeah, you're right, it's not about that, it's about addiction itself, I think. Really interesting question, Winfried. I hope we can explore that more later. But anyway, thanks. Nikki Review says, hi, just a fun question. What would you want to do career-wise if you weren't in the music industry? Oh, I think I would want to be like, I think I would want to be a surfer. Yeah. Or is it possible to be a professional kayaker? I'd like to be a professional kayaker. Just want to be near the ocean, but not always in it. And also something that's good for my upper body strength. Just keeps you fit. And maybe like a rescue kayaker, so I can get into bits that regular Coast Guard folk can't get. And saving lives, most importantly. So yeah, a life-saving kayak man. That's what I'd be. Is that a job? It is now. Mr. Holmes says, did you ever struggle to get gigs starting out as a band? In brackets, darkness. We are a band in Berlin and struggle to get gigs. I don't think we are that shit, but any tips on getting gigs? Yeah, starting out. I mean, obviously that's going back a few years. It's hard to put myself in that space, memory-wise. I don't think it was easy, but you do have to find like a sympathetic promoter or somebody who runs a club that you like. If you're in Berlin, just find a bar or something that will put you on and agree and arrange some sort of residency, and it gives you a chance to sort of build a following like that. Actually, a residency is a really good idea for for bands that are starting out. I think just play in the same place every week or every month if you can't get a weekly residency, and then just watch your audience grow or shrink. You'll know one way or another if it's worthwhile. But just pick one promoter, make them feel special, and only play for them for a while, and then expand as your audience grows. That's my tip. I hope it helps. In Berlin, just walk into any bar. Just say, "Can we play here, please?" I'm sure they'll have you. Thank you. I bid you all adieu, and thank you so much for your comments. Don't forget, tomorrow my interview with Ren is out here, and also as an audio podcast. He's brilliant, and he was really great company as well. Hopefully it's the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Nonetheless, you can listen to it tomorrow and watch it too. Justin Hawkins writes again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, watch one of these two videos, and keep on commenting, and I'll keep on reacting. Nice one, guys. See you on the ice. Yes. Okay.